What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Monday, August 14th, 2017. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the pure one at Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
It's a new flavor of LaCroix you're trying today.
Oh, it is. Tangerine. I haven't had it before.
How is it?
I am a big fan.
Yeah?
I've been widening my horizons with this.
Yeah. You've been staying in the lane on the LaCroix business too long.
Yeah.
Now you're finally breaking out of it.
I was a lime boy for so long, but
Yeah.
I finally, it's kind of like when you grew up and you had way too much Frosted Flakes.
Sure.
And Frosted Flakes, I mean,
Dynamite.
shout out to you
Who's
guys.
going to argue Frosted Flakes are great?
But it reaches a point where you're like, I've had these too much, so
Sure.
it's like I could never have Frosted Flakes again and be fine just because it's overdone. I feel like I did that with lime LaCroix.
Oh, no.
So now I need to get all these other things and just
Okay.
kind of warm up to them. Things that I would never like. Peach pear comes to mind.
Sure.
That doesn't sound like something Tim Gettys would like. I'm okay with it now.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Tangerine, down with.
Okay.
Pamplemousse, absolutely in love with.
They made a pamplemousse?
Is that what it's called, Joey?
I don't know.
I think that's what it's
know
called.
what it's called. Okay, that's weird. So, like, how many, are they rolling out new flavors?
No. This isn't new. It's new to me.
Okay.
I haven't had it.
Okay. How many more flavors are left for you to taste, do you think?
Probably like 5.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Can't
I'll make
believe you
my
haven't
way.
gotten
Don't
me.
worry, Greg. I'll do it.
All right.
We should do a taste test.
Sounds like a good GOG topic. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday on a variety of platforms, we jump into the nerdy video game news you need to know about. We get filthy with it, get out underneath our fingernails, and we answer your questions, bring your new segments, bring your old segments, and have a good time. If you like that, you can watch live at twitch.tv/kindafunnygames as we record it. However, we ignore you to make a better podcast. You can, however, correct us, keep us honest over at kindafunny.com/you're wrong. That's where you go to say everything we got wrong during the show. At the end of the show, we read it and we set the record straight. Of course, if you want to listen later, youtube.com/kindafunnygames or podcast services around the globe, no matter where you consume it. Thank you so much for your support. Tell your friends, please rate, subscribe, share it. You're watching somewhere else, go to the other platforms, rate and subscribe, share it there, and just help us out. You know what I mean? Go to Patreon, whatever you want to do. Some housekeeping for you. There's a new party mode up. It posted over the weekend, so you can go to youtube.com/kindafunnygames. Everyone is in love with the ending.
It's so good.
The previous, or next time on. It's really good. I won't ruin it. Go watch it.
Check it out.
Also, kindafunny.com/store is a new shirt up right now and a sale through Sunday on select items. Not every item, select items. The shirt's the bachelor party shirt you might have seen on social media this weekend. And then, since we're on the game show, I want to tell you there's a really great games cast up. Robin Honeyke stops by. She, of course, worked on Journey. Now she's got a new game coming up, Luna, she wants to talk about. Tim reviews Sonic. My wife, Genevieve Saint-Ange, comes by to review Hellblade. It's a really good show.
Great episode. Real big fan of it. I also real big fan of the party mode. I think it's one of the better ones. This is what we envisioned party mode being when we first came up with it.
It's
multicam edit,
PUBG.
and it's PUBG, which that was my first time playing the game ever, and I fell in love with it there. But what I think is really cool about it is that this Let's Play is our side of it, but there's also on youtube.com/Let's Play, it's us versus the entire Let's Play community. So you can see a beautifully edited version where it's Achievement Hunter and Funhouse and Alfredo, who's now part of Achievement Hunter, but wasn't at the time, and all those guys, Game Attack and all them, and it's super freaking. Did you look at it?
Yeah, it looks great.
It's super cool.
One question for you that I can't keep up with the party mode stuff. We're still getting a normal episode of party mode. Is that part 2?
This
is this week's.
Part 2 is next week.
Gotcha. Just making sure. People, I think, were confused about the internet.
Yeah.
That's why we're here to clear it up. For now, though, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. There are 5 items on the Roper Report today.
A baker's dozen.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Great job. Dynamite. And you got to keep your voices down back there. I bet the mic was picking up you jabber John beforehand. Number 1, Tim Gettys.
Yeah.
Sonic Mania doesn't suck.
It's been a good year to be me. I mean, it's just like, let's just keep going. At this point, Mario Odyssey is like just the last one.
What if that's the one that fucks it up? What if that fucks up the year of Gettys?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I mean, Nintendo has done nothing but lead me to trust them in recent times when it comes to the quality of their games and what I'm looking for. But like I've been saying, Mario Odyssey didn't blow my mind when I played at E3, but Breath of the Wild didn't either, and we all know how that turned out.
Sure.
We'll see. So I'm not gonna, count my chickens before they hatch or whatever. But Crash Bandicoot selling super well. That's great.
Yeah.
Sonic Mania reviewing super well. I'm looking around the internet, Greg, and I'm seeing a lot of 9s. I'm seeing a lot of high 8s.
Sure. You've played it. Like I said, your full review up on Gamescast.
Yes.
Nutshell version here for Games Daily is.
At the time that I reviewed it, which was last week, I hadn't beaten it yet. I got to the final level, but I didn't have time to actually play through that. I have now beaten the game. I haven't 100%ed it. I still need to go back and get all the Chaos Emeralds and all that. But it is undeniably the best Sonic video game in existence. 2D, 3D, it doesn't matter. Like, this is such a tribute to everything that makes Sonic the Hedgehog awesome. And it's just like, I'm blown away by the game. I keep thinking about it. I keep wanting to play it. I played through it on PlayStation 4. Can't wait to get it on Switch. And that's why I really want to dive into it and totally 100% it. It is fantastic. If you at all enjoy platformers, you should check it out. If you like Sonic the Hedgehog, you should definitely check it out. And if you grew up playing Sonic, this is the ultimate tribute to everything that you remember liking about the games, with very little of the upsetting bullshit.
You brought up a point there that Deeza would like to respond to. Of course, Deeza wrote in to kindafunny.com/KFGD, just like you can, to be part of the show. And so many of you have and will continue to do. Your questions are still awesome. Good morning, Andrea and Greg. Deeza did not watch Friday's episode to find out it would be you. Or I guess there was no Friday episode.
It's gonna be me.
So it turns out that Sonic Mania does not have a platinum or even a gold trophy on the PlayStation 4. From what I have read on the internet, some people are going to boycott this game or buy it on Switch instead due to this reason. I'm a trophy hunter myself, but will not let an unobtainable or non-existent platinum trophy stop me from enjoying a game I am looking forward to. However, if I am 50-50 on a game and I am not sure I want it or tossing it up between two games, the trophy list and effort to platinum makes this decision for me. I know trophy hunters only make up a small percentage of players, but you would think that Sony would do everything to retain the PlayStation player base, especially with games from third-party studios available on other platforms. What gives?
Well, I don't think Sony has much to do with it, right? That would be a Sega call.
I place this blame solely on Sony. This is one of this. I've talked about this on this show a million times. I usually say when we're talking about games like this, we're talking about Sonic, right? I guarantee what fucking happened is they went to submit. All right, what do we need to submit? PlayStation passes this backlist. We need you this because you're a downloadable game. You don't need a platinum. Okay, here are our trophies. Pass them back. Now we got a game.
But isn't the trophy list the same as the achievement list on Xbox?
It would still net out to 1,000 points though on Xbox. Whereas PlayStation wouldn't have the platinum or whatever.
Oh, okay.
One's being put as a less than, yes.
Got it.
Yeah. And so that's the thing we get caught up in all the time. And I tell the problem is that not enough people. Here's the problem. Not every developer in the world listens to Kinda Funny Games Daily or any of the Kinda Funny content.
That is
because what I continue to fucking stress to you developers is just push the fuck back. Platinums matter. Period. We are. Trophy obsessed people like myself, we are a very small fraction of the community, 100%. But this is a story going around today that is, granted, I'm totally
in that circle of the people that would talk about it.
But there's enough people tweeting about it of like, what the fuck? And I agree. It's 2017. Who at Sony is not, it's a Sonic fucking video game. It's the best Sonic game of all time.
Yeah.
No platinum, but fucking top rated 5-star wallpapers has come on. Like, what the fuck are we doing? How is this ecosystem so goddamn broken that nobody can figure this out, that people want this?
Yeah, it is really interesting. And I guess I don't care because like I'm not a platinum like guy, but I looked at the trophy list and I was like, oh, this is actually a well thought out trophy list. Like,
and that's
these
what
are
sucks
cool,
the most,
interesting
right?
things where I'm like, all right, cool. So, and I get that it is just a bragging rights thing. That there are people that care, so that it should have it. Like, this is dumb that it's not there. And I just can't believe that when there was so much thought and care put into the game, like that's like the best praise I have for it, that this type of thing would be overlooked. Like, I feel like those people would fight for it unless there's not PlayStation guys.
And that's exactly what happened. I'm assuming, I don't know. The development team's small. They're Supersonic fans. They, probably are PC gamers because that's Master Race. They're doing all this different stuff, right, that they don't understand to somebody. And that's my problem, is that this game is literally... it sounds awesome. It's a slam dunk, but they missed the layup here. Like, come on. Like, why? Just put a fucking platinum in the... And my problem is that this is what we're talking about with PlayStation and how tone deaf and how the system's all fucked up over there, is that somebody gets that trophy list back and looks at it and inputs it and never stops to think that Sonic, you know what I mean? Sonic, one of the icons of the industry, a name that big, there's no platinum on this list and nobody thinks that's weird. Nobody stops to be like, oh, wait. you guys need a platinum. This game should have a platinum.
Yeah, man, we talk about trophies a lot on this show, and it definitely ranges from, what type of title and the discussion we're having, whether it's top rated, 5-star, whatever the hell, or real games. This is one of those ones where I wonder how much of an effect it actually does have. Like, I know it is just a quality of life thing where having it would make a lot of people. Would it make them happy? Or would it just make them not happy? You know what I mean? Like this, they're upset about this, but would they be happy if it had one?
Yeah, well, they'd be happy, but So going back to what I thought the nut of this question was, but then it's just more of what gives, is that you from the beginning you've been saying you really want the Switch version. That's the version you want, and I was always like, that's fine, but trophies. And now, granted, it's a weird thing. I was never going to platinum Sonic, right? I'm not that crazy of a Sonic person. I haven't looked at the list yet. I don't know what it is. You said it looks good. It's thought out. Is it obtainable? Does it seem
It's obtainable. It's not easy.
Okay. Is it like do time trials and shave this off?
No, that's what I'm saying. There's none of that stuff. There's like one level where it's speed focused, but that's the point of that level. Okay. It's the Speedway, Starlight Speedway Zone. But
carry the show for a second. I want to look at the trophies.
Yeah, no, for me, this game to me belongs on Switch. I want to play it on Switch, and I'm down 100%. I'm a fan of platinuming games, whether or not I get a platinum trophy. Sure. And I understand that, like, would I like something for it? Sure. If Nintendo had some type of system, I'm sure that would motivate me a bit more, just because it feels like a tangible thing, even though it's not. But like, I'm more than happy with playing through this game. I played through it on PS4. I'm more than happy with playing through it again to try to really 100% it on Switch.
Yeah. See, it's just an interesting thing I thought, you were like, well, I'm going to play it. I'm looking at the trophies. Yeah. Collect all, their top silver here that is ultra rare with nobody having it right now, according to PSN profiles. No way. Collect gold medallions in blue spheres, bonus stage, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they have,
does sound
3 chain combo, spin the star post, stuff that'll be obtainable and do it. It's just an interesting thing of like, when you said, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I could see it on Switch, but I'd want the reward for it. But if the reward is, there's 3 silvers on this list and then a bunch of bronze. And so it is then, well, yeah, like, why not have it on Switch and have it on planes when I want to fuck around with it and stuff?
And it's such a Switch game. I have a PlayStation 4 Pro. I have a super nice 4K HDR TV and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Sonic Mania does not need any of that stuff. However, seeing it on a big, beautiful screen, like, I was like, if there was enhanced things, if there was something about that type of stuff that made the PlayStation version better, it would be a bit harder for me to decide. And to be honest, like, thinking about the trophies, I was like, oh man, this could be, I even said this on Gamescast, I was like, maybe I will platinum it on PlayStation just to have it be my first platinum trophy.
Yeah.
But
because you hate Crash, you'll never do that.
Oh, no, Crash is just hard. One day, dude. One day.
Crash is just your marathon.
Crash is my marathon, and especially there's so many games coming out now.
Don't even get me started.
Where it's like this, just
you can't dedicate the time.
Yeah, I want to keep moving forward, but I will get it one day.
Now I know it nearly killed me, and I still get shit about it. So you might not want to commit with it out thinking, what about for Extra Life? You could do an Extra Life part where because is it like that you need 6 hours with Crash, or do you need like?
It's gonna be a lot.
Okay. My
thing, it's a frustrating just keep trying over and over type situation. Sure. Extra Life might be a fun time to at least make progress on it. But yeah, man, the Sonic stuff's interesting. I'm happy that people are upset about it just because there's discussion,
people care,
and I hope that's a sign. I hope there's a train of succession that happens here where this game reviews well. I hope people like it. I hope people buy it. I hope people keep supporting it. Yeah. And then I hope there is a sequel, and I hope that has a platinum trophy.
Sure.
Like, I would imagine like this team at Sega and all the partnership people they're working with, I imagine they're listening. I imagine they're looking at every single forum on NeoGAF or thread on NeoGAF and forum on Sonic Retro and all this stuff. Yeah. They care. They want to hear people's feedback. They want to hear their ideas and what's upsetting them. And I think that they'll address that in a hopeful sequel.
Sure. Again, someone needs to be fucking paying attention to trophies at PlayStation, because the bad ones are getting through and the good ones aren't. And I don't understand what the hell's going on. One more Sonic question for you. Stuart Cav writes in to kindafunny.com/KFGD, just like you can. Tim is refueling. I appreciate that. We gotta get you just a little cooler that you can carry with you and have them all set to go.
I love cooler.
Oi! Yes, Greg, in your amazing English accent. Greg and Tim. With Sonic Mania being released tomorrow, do you feel that its sales will be affected due to no physical copies being available at launch? After Crash's spectacular comeback, do you think the developers now wish they had not gone just the digital route? Thanks for all the amazing content. Cheers. Stuart from Melbourne, Australia. Originally from England.
From talking to people that worked on that game, and just from my kind of idea of how it's all coming together, and I could be wrong about this, it really feels like this was a labor of love project that just kept getting bigger and bigger. And it was never planned to be this big of deal where people are actually like the mainstream games media cares. So I think that they would have loved to have a physical release. I'm surprised that at some point one wasn't announced. But I think that's just a testament to the fact of how small this team is and what they're actually working on. And the fact that, again, I'm just putting my opinion out there. I don't know this, but I'd imagine that Sega didn't necessarily believe in this project.
100%.
So it's not like they were doing this and there was kind of just like, all right, we'll let you guys
I would bet that
do this because you've been here and they've been so good to Sega. Like the people making this game have like done the best ports of Sonic games on the mobile devices and all that. And they've been good to Sega for so many years. So
I would hazard a guess that I think Sega, at least internally, when this all started, before it got out, before we're betting bigger on the other one. What's it?
Forces.
Sonic Forces being a bigger deal than this.
Yeah.
And that was not dumb, but it was like, how do you know how many retro games get released? How many things,
Yeah.
What is the love for Sonic on that level?
Exactly.
I mean, do I think it's going to hurt sales? It's an interesting question.
Absolutely.
I would have told you like, beforehand, who knows? And like with the way that Crash continues to be like the fucking #1 game in the UK over and over, and like this is a huge mistake,
especially on the Switch.
Yeah,
I think that I think it's going to sell great on the Switch digitally, but I think that if there was a physical version in stores, and the good thing about Sonic is it doesn't need to be at launch. If it comes at any point,
sure.
Moms and dads aren't going to know.
Yeah, if they turn it around like, holy fuck, we got to get this thing out by Christmas. I don't know. I'm not a business guy. That might be impossible with manufacturing schedules. But
and also with Sonic Forces actually being physical.
I didn't even think about when that was.
But there's also rumors that game's, and it might be confirmed at some point, counterfront.com/you're wrong, that Forces is only going to be $40. So I think that there's an interesting conversation to be had about these mascot games and the price point of Sonic Mania being $20, Crash Bandicoot being $40, Sonic Forces potentially being $40. Like that, and Ratchet and Clank a couple years ago being $40. I think that helps sell these and get them out there to proliferate the brand and all that. And I think that having a Switch version on store shelves would sell like hotcakes. And that is just such an easy game to sell, especially with the attach rate that we've seen with the Switch, with every game so far, like with ARMS selling over 1 million copies. What would Sonic Mania sell at $20 physically? The problem there is a $20 physical game. Where do they break even there? If they need to sell X amount more for it to be worth it. But then again, worth it is a relative term. Like they don't need to sell 1 million for it to be a success. But at a $20 price point, which is much less than games typically sell for, I'd imagine that it's higher than 100K. It's higher than maybe even 200K.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is, I would bet that this game could sell at least 300K physically on Switch.
Yeah, and that's the hindsight though of now having the reviews and knowing where the audience was, knowing what was happening with Crash. You figure you dial this back to when they're like, well, let's not risk it. We can't put our ass out on the line for that much. We can't worry about that. We know digitally it'll do this, so let's try there. Yeah,
and I think it's even not just the not knowing in advance. It's just more like that wasn't what this game was supposed to be.
Sure.
Like, and it was just the team working on it. Like, we're just gonna do it, and we're gonna keep going. It's not even. I don't think it was to see what happens. It's like we're making what we want to make.
Yeah.
And playing it, it really feels that way. It's like this is a game by Sonic fans for Sonic fans. And I just think that it's a cool after effect that non-Sonic fans like it.
Awesome. Number 2, there is going to be a PlayStation Media Showcase at Paris Games Week. It's scheduled for October 30th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. You can Google your time zone. Don't bother asking me. IGN points out, and I'm going to read directly from it now, 2015's conference featured the reveal of both Gran Turismo Sport and Quantic Dream's Detroit Become Human, as well as providing a release window for No Man's Sky and a bevy of other information about upcoming games. There was none last year. That was last time they had an actual press conference kind of thing. Super exciting. I mean, this is, if they're going to do it, that means they have something to say, which is always interesting. Now, Andy Climax,
Andy Climax
wrote into kindafunny.com/KFGD and says, "Hey, Greg and Tim. With Sony somewhat unexpectedly announcing a Paris Games Week conference, do you think we'll get any major announcements here, or is it simply too close to PSX? The 2015 conference announced Detroit, GT Sport, and Drive Club bikes, so So could we get anything of substance here outside of inevitable updates on Detroit, Horizons DLC, and dare I say it, Dreams and Wild? Obviously, no first-party AAA games will be unveiled, but we will potentially see VR games. Will we see VR games from the British studios? Hope you enjoyed your Vegas weekend, Andy. Andy hits the nail on the head there of what's going to happen. It is close to PSX. Of course, PSX, December, Anaheim. This is October, end of, in Paris. I think this is... I really feel like this is where we'll get our Detroit hard release date.
Ooh,
I think that's what you do there because it's Quantic Dream's home turf. It's where they debuted. There was the wishy-washy thing out of E3 this year, right? Remember where PlayStation execs were like, I think it was Sean Layden, everything you saw there that had a 2018 on it is coming in the early half of 2018. And then David Cage later in a separate interview was like, we're 2018, but it wasn't based on that. It was something else and blah, blah, blah. I think this is where they're like, it's a fall 2018 game. You know, they come out and say something to that effect. The one Andy Climax tossed in here that's very, very, very interesting is Dreams. We have had that conversation a million times on Kind of Funny of what the fuck is going on with this game.
Actually going to happen or not?
You know, they said a beta was coming and the beta never ever came. Okay, what's in it? Blah, blah, blah. And then like at E3 this year, right, where Media Molecule did tweet something to the effect of like, we're going to have something to say this year. We're going to talk to you later this year or something to that effect. Kindoffunny.com/you're wrong to clarify because I'm pretty sure I'm right on that one. But this would be another interesting one of, hey, all right, cool, we're in Europe. Let's talk about what's going on with Dreams. Not a release date, but a look at the game and actually like, here's what the fucking game is. Yeah. Rather than, oh, it's this thing and you're painting and you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, you'll get a look. You toss in the Horizon DLC. There'll be a trailer for that, you'd assume, but at that point, we're a week away from the November release date, right? So like we'll have already had the deep dive, I'm sure, on the PlayStation blog. There'll probably been a press event and some desk side tour thing. Yeah. You'll know enough about that I don't think that's like your next big look at that. You'll have that before then.
I mean, you have to imagine, you have to look at PSX and try to think about what is going to be there and what isn't.
Yeah.
What isn't is probably going to be here. And especially what's coming out before then, they're going to focus on it. So we're going to see some shit about Gran Turismo Sport. And all the games announced 2 years ago there, we'll probably see them.
Yeah, some kind of update. Anything that's coming out before PSX or around there, you know what I mean? Because PSX is meant to be, hey, everybody, here's these indies we're bringing to Vita. And hey, here's these indies we're working with. And here's this update on them.
I'm interested to see what PSX is going to be this year.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it might be different than the previous years.
Really?
Just based on their focus and just based on like how they've been handling indies and smaller titles and things like that. I feel like it might be a bit more of a E3 update than it used to be.
See, I think it'll be, I don't think it'll be an E3 update. I think for sure you have Insomniac come out and do something with Spider-Man. Like, and I don't think it'll be maybe it'll be, it'll actually probably be new. It'll be somewhere new, but you can't ignore what a phenomenon that is. You know what I mean? Phenomenon. That also could be where you'd start dating these games that are these fall releases.
That's what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're just gonna be getting like all right, cool. Now we settle out of 2018.
Spider-Man is
here's some dates. Here's some dates. Here's some dates. Like get people hyped for that early 2018 lineup.
Yeah.
Probably a big announcement of some sort.
Sure.
I don't know what that would be.
Death Stranding is out now. It's been out and it's called Knack 2.
Oh my God, yes.
Enter this code.
But yeah, PlayStation. Paris Games Week.
Yeah.
That's one of those interesting ones where that and Gamescom are just two events that I feel I always write off as just like, nothing's going to come from it. And most of the time, those are the conferences that I can kind of sleep through, wake up, read the recap, and be like,
there's
cool.
2 announcements here. There's 2 things.
Here's what happened, you know?
And that's what you're going to get. I think, and that's why I think Detroit and Dreams are actually really good bets of like, we'll probably get substantial information there because, all right, cool. Here's two of our European studios. Here's what they're doing. Awesome. And they're, everybody stoked in some way about those games.
Oh, wait. By the time this happens in October, Gran Turismo Sport will already be out.
I thought so, but I don't want to correct you because I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Was it not early October date or when is it?
I don't know the date, but it must be out by October 30th.
I'm going to check.
I remember it was sooner than later.
Fill time. Just fill time.
And then there's Knack 2 as well.
Well, yeah, I made fun of Knack 2. That's what I was saying.
Very hyped about that.
Oh,
also $40. Goes back to what I was saying about them platformers.
October 17th, 2017.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo Sport. Enjoy that. You fucking racing dorks. Number 3, speaking of dorks, Mewtwo is coming to Pokemon Go in exclusive raids worldwide.
Yeah.
IGN reports exclusive raids are, according to the Pokemon Go team, for similar to existing raid battles. The major difference being that trainers have to be invited to join an exclusive raid. To earn yourself an invitation, you need to have already defeated a raid boss at a gym where the exclusive raid is due to take place. The invitation will include details of when the exclusive raid will take place, allowing teams to prepare ahead of time. Could anything ever drag you back into Pokemon Go?
No, not at this point. But I mean, this is fucking awesome. This is the culmination of it all.
Yeah.
Mewtwo, come on.
Is he the big one?
Pokemon number 150? Yeah. Like, Mewtwo is the end game final Pokemon that you get. It's the one you're supposed to use the Master Ball on.
Okay.
Which I know you know what that means.
I do know what a Master
Ball is.
Ball
It's the one
is.
ball that no chance of failure.
Yeah.
There's a very, 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 very slim chance of failure.
Sure.
You just throw it, you catch that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You save that shit from Mewtwo.
Gotcha.
You don't fucking use it on some bullshit
Caterpillar?
like a muck.
Okay.
I know people that have used it on a muck, and I made fun
Kevin?
of them for very long. Not Kevin. Kevin was smart. He saved that shit.
Okay.
Especially you can do the rare candy trick. You go up and down Cinnabar Island and copy items. It's cheating, but it was worth it because then you had unlimited master
You gotta do what
balls.
you gotta do. I understand.
Yeah. But no, this is it though.
Okay.
And I think that for Pokemon Go, this is definitely the height of it from a Pokemon standpoint. They can add a whole bunch after that, but like that, they would have to then. This is the end of the nostalgia. This is the end of the.
But it's not the end of Pokemon Go. They're gonna put more stuff in
There's
there.
still more to go.
When do I get the tropical characters?
The Alola forms?
Yeah.
That we're quite a ways away
Okay, just
from
making
that.
sure.
That's
Just
Gen
checking.
7, I think.
Okay.
They're Gen 1. They've already introduced Gen 2, but not all of them. There should be more. But yeah, Mewtwo's the big one. So, and I like how it sounds like they're handling it, where they are making a big deal out of it and making it event-based. So shout out to Andrew Goldfarb. He's going to have a lot of fun doing this. Yeah.
Number 4 on the Roper Report. EA wants to support the Switch, maybe. This is an Edge magazine article that I found via IGN. I'm going to read from the IGN thing. EA sees FIFA 18 Switch port as a test for the popularity of its games on Nintendo's latest console, and is seemingly using it to decide whether to continue releasing games on the platform. Speaking to Edge magazine, EA Executive Vice President Patrick Soderlund explains that, quote, "We want to be part of the Switch and help Nintendo grow that install base. But at the same time, we have to look at it from a resource standpoint, and at some point, the numbers become a factor. So for us, it's about supporting the platform, building technology for the platform, testing it out with big things like FIFA, and maybe a couple of others, we'll see. And if they go well, I see no reason why we shouldn't have as much of our portfolio on that platform as possible. I hope we get there. That would be my personal ambition." It's what you expect to hear from EA. And it'll be interesting to see how well this FIFA port is handled. This is what I always go back to when I know Danny, when he's on the show, talks about, and when this comes up, he played the FIFA 18 at E3, said it played well, looked fine. It didn't look as good as a PlayStation version, but it looks good. You know what I mean? A lot of you know what I means there. However, what it does for me is drum up the whole problem I had when EA put Madden on Vita, where they put it out and it was last year's game and it didn't connect to PlayStation 4 in any or PlayStation 3 at the time in any fashion, in terms of like, I can bring a save over, I can just keep playing on the go, like you can do with MLB The Show. And it was like, well, that version was a piece of shit and it didn't sell well. And then EA's like, oh well, we're not going to make any more these games. It was like,
It's best foot forward.
It didn't sell well because it was a bad version of the game. If FIFA's version is a dumbed down handicap version, then like, why would anybody want to play it if it's screwed up, if they went to the knees right away and took you out? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's interesting. I think that them bringing up the install base says it all. It is a numbers game. And I believe that how well FIFA does is almost not going to affect them and their decisions in the grand scheme of things. I think that in a couple years, once the Nintendo install base gets high enough, they're going to be like, well, there is money to be made here, even if it doesn't sell super well. It's going to sell well enough to make it worth it.
Yeah.
So they'll be back, I think, if Nintendo continues to dominate in the way that it is.
If this thing continues to sell, yeah, they have to have some presence on
But
it.
FIFA, whether or not it's a good game, is going to be an interesting thing, and that's on EA. Like that, because you're right. Like everyone expects the Switch games to be the less than version, and
Yeah.
I feel like that is a fuck up on the developer's part, because the Switch is capable of putting out real versions. We don't need this to be the portable handheld, like, oh, it's lacking a lot of features. It's like, no, this could be essentially fully featured. Maybe not some things. Maybe the graphics aren't going to be as good or whatever, but this is not the PS4 to PS Vita situation.
Sure. That's understandable. The problem is, though, it is talking when Xbox, PC, and PlayStation 4 are so compatible, and then the Switch has little differences and hoops to jump through things. That's why I don't appreciate in general most of these things getting ported over, and why I have so many concerns about what FIFA might look like or about what WWE 2K18 might look like.
Yeah.
In the way of that sounds awesome, but
I think it can't be a port. I think when people talk about third-party support on the Switch, they need to get over the idea of games coming out on all the systems. The games for Nintendo Switch need to be games for Nintendo Switch. It needs to be FIFA for Nintendo Switch and not in the shitty way of, oh, you're getting last year's game.
Yeah.
There's FIFA's being made for this system. Madden's being made for this system, and not just downgraded from the other systems. And yeah, that does mean splitting a team and a lot of resources, but you'd hope that would pay off because there would be a quality game at the end that people really get behind. There's a community and fan base for.
Yeah.
So I don't trust EA to do that. I do trust a lot of the other guys. Like when Bethesda makes a Switch game, besides Skyrim, but like made for Switch, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good.
how you think Skyrim's gonna be good?
I think Skyrim's gonna be Skyrim.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, it's gonna be good, but that's
it's not compatible to your argument because it's an old game.
Exactly. That's dipping your toe in the water. That's an easy win.
Yeah.
That game's gonna sell fine. That game's gonna come out, right?
Yeah.
We still don't have a release date for it.
No.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that game's going to be exactly what it needs to be, and it's going to do well enough. Like, but I feel like that is totally just Bethesda saying, "Hey, we support these guys. We're here from the beginning," which is good.
Number 5, final item on the Roper Report. Riot's gonna have to pay a soccer player for League of Legends. So I don't play League. You don't play League.
I've played League. I've
played it. Once.
Was a professional.
I think. Oh, you were a professional once.
In the one game I
I
played.
apologize. I didn't know that. There's a character in there, Striker Lucina. I'm gonna call him, all right?
Lucian.
Lucine. Looks a lot like a pro soccer player named Edgar Davids. We're talking about complexion, his hair, most importantly, and his athletic physique, right? So Davids sues Riot over this, saying that clearly you're ripping off this character. Riot says, nah, that's not true at all. It's just coincidence. Don't worry about it. But then David's attorneys are able to win. They won this lawsuit. They beat Riot by finding this since deleted 2014 tweet from QA that read, for all you wondering, Striker Lucian was actually inspired by soccer pro Edgar Davids.
Damn, son.
Yeah, right? They were like arguing, no, and then they had this tweet like that's been deleted. The whole account's been locked down, apparently. PC Gamer reports the judge in the case ordered Riot to reveal to auditors how much money the Striker Lucian skin has earned and will determine David's compensation based on that. A Riot rep declined to comment on the case. Damn. That's fucking crazy. Because like at first I was like, all right, and I looked at the photo compared to the guy. I'm like, this looks a lot like him, yeah. And then you go into it and they got a tweet. It's like, oh man. And now, I wonder now that QA guy, what's going on with him?
Yeah, I wonder where this fucked up. Was it actually inspired by him? Or was this just a QA guy tweeting out that he was like, oh yeah, it kind of looks like him.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but this is proof of just like, hey, everyone's responsible. When you work for a company, what your actions are can reflect on that company.
Sure.
And fuck things up.
You can't
really
throw
bad.
out this tweet. Even, and that's the thing is internally, they, at some point, someone's reference for it was that character, or that man, that person. And so I'm sure that gets mentioned somewhere offhanded in a meeting, or you see that slide, or you see whatever, and then you just think it's public knowledge, and you tweet it out, and then you confirm it, and then that holds up in a court of law now.
Oh no.
Be careful what you say on the internet, everybody. Gets everybody. Speaking of, here's a question for you I have.
Yes.
And it's been weighing on my mind, it's thrown me off. Back when we were talking about the FIFA version, I said blah 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 something about and it being handicapped or whatever.
Yeah.
And then now I've been saying that's okay to say, right?
Handicapped? I mean, games still use it as a phrase, right?
When
you set your handicap level.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Being knocked. I don't mean like a handicapped person.
I think that the improper thing to say would be crippled.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm not going to say,
handicapped. I think handicapped.
But I'm not even using, that's not even the content. If you were offended by that or that caught you off guard, I'm just
handicap, I think, is the proper term for what you're talking about.
Okay, good.
Like that, and that just also has to do with.
I was like, huh. It's because I
Just trying to learn, just trying to get through your days, trying to not upset people.
Yeah. Well, no,
try to be a good person.
Exactly. I want to be inclusive here. I don't
make the world a better fucking place.
That's what we're talking about every time. Don't be a fucking Nazi.
Love.
Tim.
Yes.
If I want to talk about video games that came out today, where would I go?
You can go to the official list of upcoming software across each and every platform as listed by the Kind of Funny Games Daily Show host each and every weekday.
Yay. Out today?
Yes.
StarCraft Remastered on the PC.
Ooh,
That's
get
it.
Hype dorks. Right?
You can say get hype dorks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah,
that's my boy. Fucking
no,
play
real
real
talk
games
though.
on
Shout out
consoles
to
like Sonic.
Shout out to OG StarCraft.
Sure.
I had
Charles Oniet's probably
many
very
good times
excited.
with that, and they're treating this remaster with a lot of care, similar to Sonic. It's different because this is just a press port, but it reminds me of the Halo Anniversary Edition for Halo 2 and for Halo 1 with Combat Evolved, where there's the new graphics, but then you can also go back to the old graphics. It's widescreen, but you can also go back to OG 4.3.
Sure.
Very cool.
All right. We're gearing up, obviously, for tomorrow, Tuesday, big games day. So that's all it's out today, apparently. But I have new dates for you. Songbringer is coming to PlayStation 4 on September 5th. Don't Knock Twice is coming to PlayStation 4 and PSVR September 5th. That is a scary game. There's rumors, according to Kotaku UK, that Okami HD is coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. From the article, the evidence we've seen shows that 2 different European retail chains have recently added Okami HD to their internal upcoming physical releases calendar. Both retail chains are in different parts of the EU, and both list the game as releasing on the 12th of December 2017. The detail of the physical release is especially interesting, as the 2012 HD release on the PS3 was only available as a digital download in the West, despite the Japanese box release featuring multi-region language support. Then, tomorrow, Division gets a new patch, 1.7. It overhauls feats, does some exclusive loot. There's a bunch of really nerdy changes that if you loved the Division like I did, sound really cool, but not nearly enough to pull me back in. Because it just like, you know what I mean? It's whatever. I platinumed it. Put it down. I'm getting ready for Destiny 2 now.
Yeah.
That's going to be my socializing game, hanging out with people. But if you're into the Division stuff, there's a bunch of new Division stuff happening. Tim?
Yes.
Are you ready to check in with the readers?
I am.
Let's do some reader mail then. Remember, be part of the show, kindafunny.com/KFGD, just like Eric did. And he says, read an Angry Greg's voice.
Oh, God.
Greg! On Thursday's show, you and Andrea had the audacity to say you agreed with Illphonic's decision to remove team killing from Friday the 13th's newest patch. True Friday the 13th fans, like myself, are furious about the decision, as removing the ability to kill a teammate is going to ruin the game experience far more than getting murdered by a counselor ever would. The biggest problem with this game is the large number of people teaming up with Jason, players hoarding and refusing to use repair items, or people simply blocking a doorway, preventing you from escaping. All of these problems are solved by team killing, and with the inability to do so, they will now become more common problems. How else am I supposed to prevent my fellow campers from telling Jason my position, or getting Chad to move out of the way so I can check the next room of the lodge without using deadly force? I don't condone killing players for fun, but sometimes you need to blow a counselor's head off his Tommy Jarvis in order to actually make some real progress. This patch will undoubtedly hurt the game for many players and seems like a rather not fully fleshed out solution to a greater underlying problem. P.S. Keep up the good work. I'm really enjoying the show, and I love all the gaming insight you guys bring on a weekly/daily basis. You've also made me start to love Mondays more than the weekends, so thanks for that, I guess. That's fucked up, dude.
That is fucked up.
Mondays suck. That's interesting. I never thought about it that way. Here's my problem, is that I'm spoiled, of course. When I want to play Friday the 13th, I tweet out who wants to play Friday the 13th. Dozens of people.
The good ones.
Exactly. So I get to go play with my friends who don't do any of this stupid shit. So my experience with team killing is the time I've either accidentally hit somebody with the car, or the one time Jason had me and I was going to stab him in the face, but the other guy shot me by accident.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that sucked for me. So this fixes my problems. But I understand what you're saying here. These are actually interesting issues in terms of that.
Yeah, it is. It's game balance is super hard, and things like this fundamentally change the game. You know, and I think about Smash Bros. And every time there's like little tweaks and stuff, it can change a lot.
Tripping.
For me, yeah, exactly. But for me, it comes down to, I'm with you, where it's like, I'm not a multiplayer game guy, but if I was, I would either be playing with my friends online that I know, or people that I know are going to be good sports and play right, or it'd be in the ranked matches and like be in a competitive mode where you don't see this type of shit, because it is the people that are taking it super seriously, not just fucking around.
Yeah.
I don't understand the idea of jumping into a game and just like, I'm just going to play and like just play with anybody, because most people are fucking assholes in life.
My thing about this too, where Eric's worried about griefers that he's obviously run into or is seeing in the community more than I am. I feel the fact that Ilphonic was so quick to respond to this and do this solution that I think they've got to be looking for other griefing solution problems and maybe a better report system, ban system. I don't know. And I know it sucks, I guess, for this moment, but Eric, just make some friends, play with them.
Yeah, man.
Maybe write in to kindoffunny.com/KFGD. Give me your username and where you're playing. We can put you
squad
in.
up.
Squad up. Brenton wrote in kindoffunny.com/KFGD. And this isn't a full question. We've talked about this. We beat a dead horse. But to bring everybody up to speed, Kinda Funny, gosh darn. IGN posted an article stating that a retailer listed Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy for Xbox One. Is Tim Gettys available for comment?
Oh, please, just make it happen. Get it on the Switch.
I think it's so obvious
Let's
it's
keep
going to
this
happen.
game selling.
It's going to happen. So it's just at this point, I'll wait for the official release date to come through.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it. You know what I mean? It's going to happen. Don't worry.
The question is, will it come to Switch?
That is the question. What do you think?
I'm thinking no, but
Wow,
I'm
really?
hoping yeah. It should. Absolutely should.
You think it'll be maybe is this a similar thing where it was like, we don't want to jump into this Switch. We don't know what's going on. We don't know how well this is going to sell. Let's
I
just
doubt
focus
it
on
in
two
this
things.
case.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm sure it's easier to port it straight over to Xbox One.
Sure. Oh, yeah, I definitely think. But
the Switch would be an investment. It would be something that they have to.
At this
work
point, I
on.
wonder if they'd want to do it, though, just all the same, to get it done. Even if it comes out 6 months from now on Switch.
I think it'd do great.
Yeah. Old Drifter writes in and says, "Hey, Greg, just wondering why your trophy list is set to private. I was interested in comparing e-dicks, but now it's not possible. Frowny face." Well, first off, Old Drifter, you've had fucking a decade to compare e-penises with me, so don't worry about it. I don't know why it happened today, but the answer for why my trophies are currently set to private is that sometimes we get games ahead of release, and sometimes those embargoes say you got to set everything private. So that's why I'm set to private right now. It breaks my heart as well. I just platinumed that Patapon. I started on that Batman Platinum. You know what I mean? I got things going on in there. But now,
Your dick will be revealed again.
My dick will be shown to the world soon enough. But yeah, I was on the Kinda Funny forums today, and I posted, and then I saw it pop up, and it's my little sad PSN profile box that just says zeros across everything, and I'm like, cut so deep, can't take it. But it's what I have to do sometimes. You understand?
I believe.
My dog Nick 96 says, "Hey guys, welcome back from Kevin's bachelor party. Shirts available on kindafunny.com/store. Kindafunny.com/store. It looks like you had a great time. On to my question. I've been seeing a lot of negative opinions on the game Lawbreakers, saying the game has failed since it doesn't have many concurrent players. Critically, it's been good, and I agree the game is fun. My question is simply, why isn't this game catching on for others? Thanks for the amazing content. My dog Nick 96. P.S. Anyone remember that game Wild? Whatever happened to that? 2 references to Wild in one show. Fuck, all right.
No one forgot, I
Nobody
guess.
really knows. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens when it happens. Where the fuck's Agent? That's the other question we all have. Here's my experience with Lawbreakers are, following the whole thing. Cliff's back. It's PC. It's not PC. It's put in PlayStation 4. That's where it comes in with the grain of salt thing that I went and hosted that video for them, obviously. So you can take my opinion with a grain of salt about the game. I thought it was fun, but when I played it and I enjoyed what I played, it was that thing of like, I'm not really a shooter guy, so I don't have much to say on terms of mechanically or anything. I agree the main thing I've seen from critics is, this is a fun game, it's good stuff. Destructo, I know, really liked it. But I think the fact is it's just a crowded fucking market right now. Yeah. There's so many games going right now that if you're going to come out and have a brand new game and a brand new IP and stuff, I saw this article. We almost talked about it on Thursday's Kinda Funny Games Daily about this whole thing of like, concurrents are lower than Battleborns and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, again, we're talking different in prices.
Apples and oranges.
Exactly, exactly. I think the fact that it isn't catching on for others, it just hasn't found the right player base for that to happen, I would assume. It would need to come out and have everybody go, holy shit, this is revolutionary and awesome. And like when I played it, like I said, I enjoyed it. The, gravity defying stuff was actually interesting and fun, but it wasn't fun enough for me to go like, I'm going to totally get into this. Like I did with Friday the 13th, right? Friday the 13th, I was like, oh, this is a online multiplayer game I really want to play. And I assume, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, not in the real correction section, but write in tomorrow about why, here's what I want you to do. Homework, everybody. kindoffunny.com/KFGD, why you are or aren't playing Lawbreakers. Because for me, it just wasn't, it's cool, but it's not what I want to play. It's not where I'm getting dialed into. And if I'm a shooter fan,
There's so many options, and especially shooters of that vein.
Right.
Especially when there's things like Overwatch out that are still killing it.
This is what Colin and I always talked about on the show, but there's only so much mind share for this stuff. And when you talked about The Division and Destiny and so on and so forth, all those games, they all ebbed and flowed together, right? Where it felt like as one was winding down, one was coming up, and then they all intersected, like, where you could jump on, and me and Fran could go from him being obsessed with Destiny to me getting into the Division again, him joining me for Division for a couple weeks, and then go back to Destiny. I feel like when you have something like Overwatch that just continues to be so dominant, people don't want to break away to go get a new shooter, which is another hero shooter to an extent of different classes, everything's happening. I would assume that's the reason, but I would need expert research from you on kindoffunny.com/KFGD. Joris Schchalk wrote in and said,
Shulk.
Is it? But it's chalk is in there.
Chalk is in there.
I mean, what do I do when I see chalk? S-chalk. Hi, Greg and Tim. I have to wait 7 hours before I can play City Skylines on PlayStation 4. I've been looking forward to play this game on my favorite game playing machine, but why do we not have many games like this on PlayStation 4? City builders and strategy games seem to be mainly released on PC. Why? Do we console gamers not like these types of games? Parentheses. I know I do, and I find it a shame I do not see them over on the PlayStation more often. Keep up the great show and have a great day, Joris. I'm excited for City Skylines, as you know, too. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pass my phone to Tim. Okay, Tim? Hold on.
Yes.
Keep talking. Fill the show. So if they're an audio person at home, they don't die.
I thought you were going to pass the phone, but you didn't pass the phone.
Well, I was going to log into my email and then do it, but now I'm just going to do it.
I think it makes a lot of sense with this because it is a game that is it's more at home on mouse and keyboard.
Right.
And there's a lot of point and click action going on. It's a bit harder on controllers. Not impossible. They've made it work, obviously. But I do think that that's a niche audience that isn't console focused. The main core is definitely on PC. There are people who grew up with SimCity and all that stuff, or didn't even grow up with it, but play those type of games. Play Civilization. Play games that your mind thinks that way. So it's like you can play it and be like, oh, I understand this, in the same way that anybody that has grown up on consoles can pick up a controller and be like, I understand how to play a first-person shooter.
Right. Yeah. So I was checking the embargo date because I've been playing City Skylines. It lives tomorrow, so I can't talk about my impressions of it on PS4. But you're hitting the nail on the head, right? The reason there aren't more here is just that the lineage hasn't been there, and there have been ports over that have been terrible. Where you try to bring, I remember when I got super excited when I got
for StarCraft 64.
No, when I had my PS1 and I got the SimCity's version of that and popped in there. I was like, oh, this is not good, and the interface sucks, and it's just we fucked it up so many times that people feel burned by that genre, so they're not into it. And so I think that's the problem where it's like, well, especially when you think about like. Well, I haven't more come over, right? And there are a bunch out there, don't get me wrong, but SimCity was the one, right? And you figure, even love it or hate it, the last SimCity that came out before Max is closed, it was super complicated what they were using, Glassbox engine, I think, or whatever they called it. And it was doing so much that to try to port that to a console would be so fucked up and so screwed up, and it would have taken them so much more time. And then people didn't even like how that game ran and made it work, so why would they do that?
Yeah.
I think the fact that City Skylines is coming and it is already on Xbox One, people like the infrastructure there and they like the way it interacts and stuff like that. You see hope for that, but I don't think you'll ever see them as prevalently because to sell on a console, you usually need a name behind you, and Cities has that name now because it's been going for so long.
I mean, the thing is, the games can work, and I know that I'm talking about different genres here, but it's similar, at least in style of control, with like the StarCrafts and Diablos, and Diablo 3 worked on consoles, and that was a success story. It did sell well. I think that Diablo is a bit different because that genre is something that console gamers can wrap their heads around a bit more than the city building tycoon type stuff. But yeah, people do like Cities. It reviews well, but like, this game's never going to be. It's good. It's going to remain niche forever in the console market, and I think that's just not necessarily a bad thing.
I mean, I would argue that it's niche in the PC market too, right? This is just a niche game.
Yeah, but it's not a niche genre though.
Sure.
Like it's going to be a niche genre on consoles forever. Whereas, like, I mean, it's a thriving genre over on PC. There's new ones all the time. And they'll never stop.
True. Final question comes from Matthew Johnson. Hey, Greg and Tim. It's Monday, so I figured it's Tim. I missed Friday's show, but I'm going back to watch it now. No show on Friday. We were in Vegas. So I was playing every game possible, always wanting to be on top of everything. Now that I'm a big boy, almost done with college, and no help from my parents, I'm not able to spend all my money on video games. With this, I decided to go back and play some games I finished again or barely started. I platinum Wolfenstein: The New Order and decided to platinum The Witcher 3, which has definitely been killing me time. I thought he was going to say killing me. Killing time. So my question for you two is, what game do you really want to go back and play, such as The Witcher 3? I was only 4% done before this week, and I'm almost halfway through. If, let's say, you weren't in the industry. Oh, so what would you do? Also, do you feel obligated to play every game since you have to? Do you feel obligated to play every game since you have to, or do you like to? Or do you ever miss just wanting to be able to get completely lost in a game without blah, 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 blah. Greetings from Denver. Matthew.
There's a lot of questions there. Games I want to go back to.
What game would you want to get back to?
I have a laundry list. There's so many games that I would love to play again. The one that comes to mind, though, is Metal Gear Solid 4.
Ooh.
I wish that they would release a HD version of that, or whatever, remaster. I don't know, whatever the fuck it'd be called. It was HD already, but like a PS4 version of that somehow, because I love that game, and I love the corniness of it. I love the epic moments because they're so stupid, but like it meant something to me, and I'd love to experience that again. And the gameplay was super fun.
Yeah, we talked about this a couple times recently, so I won't beat a dead horse. Persona 5, I need to get back to right now. I want to get back. I want to do Wolfenstein before Wolfenstein 2 comes, and that's gonna be fucking tough. But I want to do that so I don't feel like a fake fan, because I like what I see so much from Wolfenstein 2. And then, like, again, even like keep chipping away at it. Like, what he's talking about, if we're in the industry and didn't have to play everything, it could, we could be normal people and play one game and be happy with it, like these Dota nerds. I'd want to play more Marvel Heroes Omega. Like, I really do love that game, and so I get to chip away at it and do these crazy things, but I still haven't beaten it on PlayStation 4, but I have a level 60 character, but then I jump around and want to try to. It's all that shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, I play games the way I like to.
Yeah,
and there are times when I have to play a game faster than I normally would to
like this game we're playing right now that we're embargoed from talking about?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, I would rather take my time with it a bit. I mean, that's not even true. It's more a timeline thing that I think gets in my way. Like, I still take as long as I'd want to take playing the game. It's just I wouldn't necessarily want to play certain games at certain times when I have to. And so that does get in the way, and it detracts from the experience a bit. But I mean, it just makes it a different experience.
Sure.
Like, I don't feel forced to beat a game if I'm not enjoying it. I'm going to play as much as I need to have an idea of it. But again, we're lucky that we're not on the side of the industry that needs to review video games.
Yeah.
Like, we can review what we want to review. We don't review the things we don't want to review. And we can tell people, hey, we've only played 8 hours of this game. We've only played 1 hour of this game.
I looked at the cover and reviewed it.
But you could say that, and it's like, but it's important information.
Everyone just vacates Patreon, and they're like, all right, they've gone too far.
I know there's a lot of people that in our community that are like, oh man, like I hate that they've only played an hour of these games and are talking about it. It's like, well, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about that hour that we played.
Yeah.
And we have beat a whole bunch of games this year, last year, whatever. Those are the games that resonated with us. Those are the games we recommend or don't recommend if we say that we don't after we beat it. But I just think that there's so many games out there, and everybody has so many different play styles, that at the end of the day, it's just about what you enjoy and the pace that you like to go through games. And I have never in my life felt like I had to beat a game that I didn't want to beat, and that I was just doing it to be able to talk about it. And I'm happy for that.
I definitely have. Time to squad
You
up.
were a reviewer, though.
No, I know. Time to squad up. This is where you go to kindafunny.com/KFGD. You give me your name, the platform you need help on, what game it is, and why. I read it aloud. The other best friends find you in that game, help you or hurt you. Don't hurt him. This comes from Mateus. On PlayStation 4, he needs help. His PSN name is MFK04. MFK04. I enjoy casually playing ranked mode on Rocket League, but with matchmaking, some people just drop off when losing by only one goal, leaving you alone against 3 other players. If some of the best friends want to join me for some matches, hit me up. I'm from Argentina and speak English and Spanish. Great show. Keep up the good job. MFK04 on the PSN.
There you go.
Tim, what I'm going to need you to do.
What do you need me to do?
Is look up that kindafunny.com/you're wrong. Tell me what we got wrong. You give it a good old refresh. Find some stuff that isn't all editorial garbage.
Boom.
While you do that, I'm going to tell you about this week's bad PSN name. That's right, everybody. Shuhei Yoshida hates you and won't let you change your PSN name. So whenever you submit a bad PSN name, we read it here so he can be shamed in Japan. Just feel your shame raining down on @USP. Shame, Shuhei. Shame. Today's bad PSN name comes in from Daniel. Now, Daniel didn't write in saying he had a bad PSN name. He wrote in with a real question for the show.
Okay.
But his question wasn't great, but his bad PSN name was. His Daniel, PSN name, Speedy Dump. Then he says, It Speedy DMP, not Speedy Dump. My initials are DMP. That is the definition of a bad PSN name. I understand your initials look like dump really fast, and that's the problem, man. When you're playing a video game, you need help. You look over there. I'm not like Speedy DM. I'm a Speedy Dump. Get over here.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you don't like being called Speedy Dump, Daniel. But you fucked up with that bad PSN name, and Shuhei Yoshida hates you so much he won't let you change it.
My boy Curran Wong, his name everywhere, what was Steam and Xbox and all that stuff back in the day during the Halo days, was Chunky Twinkie.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, because he was a chunky dude, really liked Twinkies. But he did it in the AIM lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase. So the I in Twinkie looked like an L.
Yeah.
So when we play, hey, Chunky Twinkle, hey, Chunky Twinkle, which is the fucking best thing ever.
Yeah,
and he just kind of rolled with it at that point.
Sure.
Because Chunky Twinkle's hilarious.
Yeah. Sorry, Speedy Dump. You got to change your PSN name when Shuhei Yoshida one day allows you to. Please, Shuhei, let us change our PSN names. What did we get wrong today?
Today we got a couple things wrong. There's a couple just clarifications that I enjoyed here. From Capitalist Pig, a few European Amazon sites were listing Sonic Forces at around €40, that's $45 USD. Sega itself has yet to confirm the price of Sonic Forces, but the game is available for the numbers I just said. So, okay, cool. They haven't said it yet, but it's looking likely. Ignacio Rojas says, even though there's no way to buy a physical disc for Sonic Mania, the collector's edition for the game comes with the download code. The collector's edition goes for $70. That makes sense. That is physical. It's a little bit different, and I don't think it has the same. Collector's editions are a more niche thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the mom and dads trying to
They
go
walk
in
through,
there,
they see it in the
and they're
Walmart
like, oh, wait,
case.
I'm going to buy that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the box is intimidating, I think.
100%. It's huge. It looks awesome. It looks like a Genesis. Making a cool Superman symbol for those at home. I do this while we read You're Wrong every day.
Handicap is defined by Merriam-Webster as a disadvantage that makes achievement unusually difficult.
Cool. Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Just making sure.
Yep. Cool. Done.
Oh, great. All right, great. That was an easy one. We didn't do too bad today. Superman symbol, pretty decent. This is where I usually outro, but guess what? We got a new segment.
What's the new segment, Greg?
Poppin' Plats.
Woo,
This
I
one
like
comes
that.
from Simon O'Neill. Simon O'Neill says, greetings. I would like to inform you that I have just achieved my first platinum trophy.
Congrats.
The game was Watch Dogs 2. Why am I telling you? Because I want to dedicate my win to you, Kinda Funny. Thank you for all your hard work, Simon O'Neill. Then he gives his email, and I won't read that to you. Thank you, Simon, for dedicating your trophy to us. Thank you for popping a plat.
Popping that plat.
Everyone write in with other LaCroix Tim needs to try. We'll get it going.
There's some bullshit ones out there. I don't like the tall cans. I don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm talking about, Joey?
LaCroix.
Those
Give you
tall
more
cans?
LaCroix for your money.
Well, they're weird flavors, though. I don't like them.
Yeah, they're really weird. They're like mix mash shit in a way that doesn't make sense. Another thing that doesn't make sense about LaCroix,
what's up?
Greg, let me tell you.
Tell me, lay it on me.
There's this flavor that's cran raspberry.
Okay.
Okay? What does that mean to you?
Cranberries and raspberries.
Right? Cool, that makes sense. But for some reason, on the can, it says cran raspberry. Why is it two crans?
Raspberry.
What the fuck's a cran? I don't get it.
Huh.
Somebody, Kinda Funny.
.com/ you're wrong.
KFGD. Yeah, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me why.
Don't do that. Kind of KFGD. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kinda Funny Games Daily. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, it goes up each and every weekday. You can watch it live on Twitch. You can get it on youtube.com/kindafunnygames, or you can get it podcast services around the globe, no matter where you get it. Thank you so much for all of your support. Remember, Kinda Funny's fucking killing it today. There's a great game over Greggy with Troy Baker up. There's a great games cast up with a whole bunch of people reviewing games. There's a cool party mode up. There's a new shirt up on the store. But if you just want to watch stuff like this, that was great. Thank you for supporting us. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
And buy Sonic Mania.
Sonic Mania. Ding, 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 dance mania.